We are talking to Mr. James Cantrell, who is celebrating his 90th birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Cantrell.
Thank you. I'm happy to come and to celebrate life, a life that God gave to me. And I'm happy to have lived this long and for the blessings thereof.
Now, you were born and raised in DeKalb County, right?
Yes. I was born July the 8th, 1928, to Nani and Lonnie Cantrell. I was born on Lonnie Cantrell Road. The road's named after my father. Born on a Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. First child born to this family, which eventually consisted of 4 children. James Edward Cantrell, myself, Will Allen Cantrell, a brother, Mary Ann Cantrell, the only sister, and Bobby Cantrell, my baby brother. Will Allen and Bobby have passed on to be with the Lord, and Mary and I still reside.
Now, you were educated here in the schools?
I went to elementary school 8 years at Oak Grove. I went 4 years to DeKalb County High School, 4 years to Tennessee Tech, approximately 2 years to Middle Tennessee State College for a master's degree, and part-time, listen to this, part-time 14 years at Middle Tennessee State, George Peabody, and Tennessee Tech. I went to all 3 schools on a part-time basis, usually of a Wednesday night and Saturday morning classes. I never did get the degree until Tech came out, I believe in 1971, and said, if you complete 15 or 18 hours of work within a 1-year period of time, we will give a degree, the MA degree plus 45. And I completed that degree, and that's the last schooling I had.
Did you start teaching right after that, or did you go into the service?
I graduated from college in June of 1950, started at Mahathey Hill as the principal of a 2-teacher school in the fall of 1950. During that fall session, they put me on the draft list. I went to Nashville the day after I was put on that list and volunteered and went immediately into the United States Air Force. I served in the Air Force 38 or 39 months. They ripped us out at the end of the Korean War. I went from the rank of private to first lieutenant. 6 months of that time was spent in officers' candidate school. During my career in the Air Force, I helped run chemical warfare tests mostly at Army chemical bases all over the United States. Most of the work was done at Dugway Proving Grounds in Utah. Some of the field tests or some of the lab tests were done at the Army Chemical Center in Maryland. I came out of the Air Force. Finally, they assigned me to Wright Pat Air Force Base in Ohio the last 3 months I was in service. And that's about the only time I spent at an Air Force base. I spent all my time at Army bases, helping run chemical warfare tests.
Yeah. When you came out, then what?
When I came out of service, I went to the superintendent the following week and I applied for a job. They had already filled positions for that particular school year. So I went back to, since I could not teach, I went back to Middle Tennessee State and got my master's degree. After that, I went to teaching at DeKalb County High School and taught there for the next 31 consecutive years.
And the subject areas you taught?
I taught general science for 4 or 5 years. I taught biology, advanced biology, chemistry. I taught physics for the first 15 years I taught. And then another teacher came and wanted to teach physics, and I was trying to get rid of an overload on subject matter. So the principal and I agreed that he should take physics. And I got out of teaching physics for 9 years. The week before Mr. Vernon Hyde decided to quit teaching, he resigned on Friday. On Sunday night following that, the principal called me and he said, "I'm in a pickle." I said, "I know the position you're in. You're hunting another physics teacher. And I will agree to take it 1 year if you won't even ask me to teach physics next year." We agreed. He kept his promise, and so I became the caretaker for physics that 1 year.
Now, you also were in the nursery business, right, for
Yes.
several years?
I grew up in the nursery work. My father grew peach trees on a wholesale level. Each year that I was in college, I used to come home and bud trees for a month or maybe 6 weeks. After I got out of college, I started selling trees with my grandfather. I worked for other companies some 3 or 4 years, and then I got my own high tag and nursery company, and I started growing nursery stock. And since 1961 until the late 80s, I sold nursery stock all over North Carolina. For the past 6 or 8 or 10 years, I've peddled a few trees off of the back end of a pickup truck, but that's just to occupy my time. There's really no money there.
Yeah, so you kind of kept your hand in it a little bit.
I kept my hand in it to get what I call mad money.
Yeah. Now, after your teaching career, you got into the political arena on the school board, right?
Mr. Phillips passed away unexpectedly, and the school board and the county court actually sent word that they would like for me they asked me if I would consider running or accepting that position. So they appointed me to replace Clarence Phillips Jr. I filled out his term, and then I ran for the board 2 terms and served 8 additional years. I enjoyed those years, and I'm very thankful that I had the opportunity to work with the county court and the county school board.
You do a little farming still?
I help my son Jeff. He's really the farmer. I still have a hand. I have a few cows that I maintain on my farm, and Jeff, my son Jeffrey, does all the difficult work. I help Jeff rake hay is about the maximum task that I do on the farm anymore.
Yeah. Now, you're proud of your family. Let's talk about that, your wife and children and grandchildren.
I have 2 boys. Stephen is the oldest. He's married and has 2 children, 1 boy and 1 girl, and he's raising his grandchild, my great-grandchild. My other son, Jeffrey, has 2 daughters. Chelsea is the oldest. She's doing graduate work in the state of Florida. She will be an occupational therapist. And the other granddaughter is Taylor Blake. She got married recently, and she's finished Tennessee Tech. She has her degree in education, and she's going to be a classroom teacher from grades 1 through 3. So I have one grandchild that'll be a teacher.
That's great. How many years have you and Miss Geraldine been married?
We got married in 1955, so I believe this year will be our 63rd anniversary. Last June was.
Well, congratulations on that. What's your secret to a long, happy life?
I guess keep busy, give God the thanks, and just stay humble. Keep yourself busy is one thing.
Yeah. I know your church life is important to you as well. You told me you've been a member here for many years at Horton Springs Baptist
I've gone
Church.
to church here since I was 6 years old. And I've served. I joined the church when I was about ready to go into college in 1946, I believe. And I became a deacon in the early 1960s. I've served every job in church. I served as janitor. I served as teacher in the classroom. I served as, I think I served as Sunday school superintendent. I believe 1 year, maybe 2. I can't remember. And I served as a deacon. I'm thankful that I had that opportunity to serve. I'm just thankful.
I know you're really happy and pleased with the turnout at your reception here today.
I thought it was great. I'm thankful for the turnout from the church community, from the community as a whole. I've taught a lot of children in the county. If you multiply 31 by about 140 students, that means you've taught a lot of students or touched a lot of lives. Some of them you touch indirectly.
Yeah.
You may have maybe a study hall group that contained 151 period, but you can make your mark with those students by simply being fair and treating everybody alike.
Again, we wish you a happy birthday. We wish you many, many more. Good health to you and your family. Anything else you'd like to add?
I'm thankful, and I appreciate you, Mr. Page, for coming in and doing this interview. You're a good neighbor, and I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
We have a good community where we live there.
We do.